All right, welcome back to my favorite segment of the show. It's Borussia Dortmund fans from around the world, and now I'm here joined from Romania, Dragoş Lăzărescu from Bucharest. Hello, Dragoş, and welcome to the show.
Hi, Stefan. Thanks for having me.
I'm very excited, and I know you've been to the stadium just a couple of weeks ago, but first, I'm very intrigued to know, how did you start following the club from Romania? Maybe tell our listeners as well how old you are, and how did you get connected to the club, and how did your love to the team grow?
Sure thing. So I'm 30 years old, and I can say I've been supporting Borussia Dortmund for like 15 or 16 years. So going back to 1999 or 2000, I was a huge supporter of my local team from Bucharest, but I was also interested in European football. So back then I was just a teenager, and I thought it would be cool to, have a favorite team in each of the main leagues in Europe, which were England, Germany, and Italy back then. So I started following Borussia Dortmund, Liverpool, and Roma. The main criteria were a cool fan base and teams with some rich history. Not necessarily the teams with the most trophies, but teams that were well known. And for some reason back then I kind of disliked Bayern Munich. I don't know why. There was something about the club that I didn't like.
There are so many reasons.
Yeah, of course. And Borussia Dortmund was the only alternative to Bayern Munich back then. They've had some really good seasons on the international level as well. So I knew some things about Borussia Dortmund. I liked the colors a lot, and I liked the fact that they have a very cool fan base. But that was it, So mainly I supported my local team. But as the years went by, the Romanian football scene got worse and worse, especially after 2006, 2007, with the clubs started having all sorts of financial problems. They had really bad owners, and they started having some identity problems, and fans didn't really like all that much what was happening in the local football scene. So many of them started following European football more and more. I became more and more interested in Borussia Dortmund, so by 2008, 2009, I already was really emotionally involved in what happened to the club, back in 2005, 2006, the financial problems and all of that. So, I would say in 2009, 2010, I was really into Borussia Dortmund, maybe starting being more into Dortmund than into the local club, So that's mainly how I got into following Borussia Dortmund. While growing up, I started searching on the internet more and more information about the club, about the fans, about the history, and everything just seemed, I don't know how to say it, maybe too good to be true. It was the perfect club to support. Unfortunately, not so many news were available in English because I'm not a German speaker, so it was pretty difficult to find out all the details about the club, but luckily these things slightly changed to the better in the last years or so.
Yeah, definitely. There's so much cover now for Borussia Dortmund out there because they try to market their brand on the international market, of course. But for fans like you, that's always, an advantage. So how exactly did you follow Borussia Dortmund in the early 2000s? Was it on TV or how did you follow the games?
Yeah, it was on TV, but the Bundesliga wasn't always broadcasted in Romania, so it was like an on and off. Some TV stations had the TV rights for Bundesliga, then they moved to the other ones. You couldn't always catch the right TV station on, and so it was difficult to follow the club. I must admit, I mostly played with Borussia Dortmund on FIFA games, and that's where I knew most of the info from the squad, all the players and their names and such. But after 2005, 2006, things got better, and in the late 2000s, Eurosport bought the TV rights for Bundesliga, and it was much easier to follow by then. That's when it really caught the attention of many Romanian fans, I would say. So maybe a fan base of German football started developing in the late 2000s, I would guess.
Yeah, and speaking of which, you founded a fan club, or are a founding member of a Romanian fan club for Borussia Dortmund. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. So I'm a founding member of the only Borussia Dortmund fan club in Romania. We currently have 100 registered members.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. It exceeded my expectations as well. Well, to be honest, as I was saying, I used to follow Borussia Dortmund. I was emotionally invested in it, but I wanted to share my excitement with other people, especially after the two titles we won in 2011 and 2012. I didn't really have anyone to talk to about this, so I was talking to my friends, but they were all supporting Barcelona, Real Madrid, or Manchester United. And so I started looking for other fans, basically online. And I found a website, a blog, which was owned by Vlad, which is a co-founder of this fan club. He basically had a blog written in Romanian about Borussia Dortmund, and I saw that a community was already starting to take shape on that blog with some guys who were constantly commenting on the articles. So I reached out to Vlad. We met at the Borussia Dortmund Bayern Munich Champions League final in 2013. And then we started growing a community together on Facebook. This is where things really started developing for us. I mean, more and more guys joined our Facebook group, and we're like 500 or 600 fans in the Facebook group, but as I told you, 100 of them are registered members. So things moved pretty fast, I would say. In 3 years, we got from almost 0 to 100 registered members, which is amazing for me. Me and Vlad did not expect this to happen so fast, but I guess lots of Romanian people found out how cool this club is, and we formed this great fan club. We're actually friends now. We constantly meet up for beers to watch the matches together in Bucharest, and also some guys started meeting in other big cities in Romania as well.
Do you have something like a certain bar or a pub where you meet up, or do you change that?
No, we have one bar. It's called, am I allowed to say the name?
Sure.
Yeah, so it's called Halftime. It's a sports pub, one of the very few sports pubs in Bucharest. So we meet up at halftime for basically every match Borussia Dortmund plays, whether it's European competitions or whether it's Bundesliga or the Pokal. So we meet up over there. 2 years ago, on average, we were like 5 to 7 to 8 guys, which constantly met to watch the games. Last week, there were 35 of us, so things developed pretty fast.
I have to say, Dragoş, I'm pretty amazed by what you were telling me, because Romania is fairly far away.
It's true.
And yet you have 35 people in one place rooting for one team. Do you even have more than that? Do you organize some fests around games, or is it just you guys sitting having a beer and a good time watching Borussia Dortmund?
Well, that's about all we're doing. So we have another smaller group just for the members from Bucharest, and over there I just create a Facebook event and I tell the guys, look, just press join if you're coming to the game tomorrow to know how many seats I will book at the bar, and then we just meet up, have a beer, and spend like 3 hours together, 4 hours maybe, if you win and we enjoy our beers. And yeah, we formed I would say a really close group, and we also started meeting with the fans from other Romanian cities. So Brașov, which is a city right in the center of Romania, has a pretty large fan base. And also Cluj-Napoca is a large city. It's based somewhere in Transylvania, and we want to do a national gathering once a year to just get to know the guys, watch a match together, and drink some beer, you know. So maybe we will do this in Brașov this year.
Yeah, is the beer in Romania any good?
Not all that good. I mean, it's really cheap. It's decent, but I wouldn't say it's great. So if the beer we drank in Dortmund 2 weeks ago was far, far better. So yeah, we're looking forward to having this trip again.
As if I had planned that segue, because you guys traveled to Dortmund for the Werder Bremen match. So how is a trip from Romania to Dortmund, and how many guys were you?
So let me start with the beginning. Getting tickets from Romania to Borussia Dortmund home matches is a really difficult task, I must say.
It's a very difficult task getting them from Dortmund, to be honest.
Yeah, you can imagine how it is to get them from Romania. So this would be our third trip in 3 years. Third trip to Dortmund. The first one was in 2014 when we watched the Borussia Dortmund Hamburg match. We lost it with 1-0. Then we went to the Dead Testimonial last year, and now we went to Werder Bremen, to Borussia Dortmund versus Werder Bremen in early April. So there were 25 of us. Quite a large number, I would say. In the first 2 trips, there were about 10 of us, but now we managed somehow to get 25 tickets. It was really an awesome experience because we gathered from all over the country. So there were maybe 10 to 15 guys from Bucharest. The other ones were from all over the country. Each of them booked their flights and their accommodation where they could find them, basically, because we couldn't find a hotel with 25 free places on rooms, on such a short notice. And but it was all worth it.
Yeah, I imagine so. I mean, the game was amazing.
Yeah, it was. To be honest, some of us went to Dortmund 2 or 3 or 4 times, and we never saw Borussia Dortmund win. There was a fan of ours who went to see 4 Borussia Dortmund matches. None of them was a win for us. So when the score became 2-1 for Bremen, we all started looking at him and said, "Man, you're really a jinx. So maybe you want to take a step outside and let us win this one at least." Yeah, but it all turned out good in the end. And to be honest, the moment Werder Bremen scored the 2-1 goal was maybe the best moment in a stadium for me, because I got to see the reaction of the crowd. All the people were standing up and started cheering for their team, and right then I was thinking, you cannot play bad football when such great fans have such an amazing reaction. And all the credit to them, and all credit to Shinji, who basically equalized like 5 minutes later.
Yeah, also all the credit to Schmelzer for playing that amazing pass. But yeah, you're right. This is one of my favorite things about Borussia Dortmund, is that when Borussia Dortmund go behind, the fans usually start cheering even more. While if you look to Munich or Gelsenkirchen, you will get a hostile reaction the most of the times, where they start whistling their own team or something like that, and you still haven't have such a reaction in Dortmund, actually, because the expectations are huge in Dortmund. Let's not kid ourselves here. Fans do expect them to win trophies or do well against teams like Bremen, but that doesn't stop them from supporting their team, actually. And it's one of the reasons why Borussia Dortmund is such a great club, and we all love, following them. But yeah, continue. Sorry.
No, I totally agree with everything you said. And the Borussia Dortmund fans from Romania are really, really proud. Really proud guys and girls. We also have quite a few girls in our fan club. And yeah, so they're really proud people, and they take pride in the beautiful fan base that Borussia Dortmund has, and they also take pride in the good management that Borussia Dortmund has, because it's not an easy thing to win trophies when having such fierce competition from Bayern Munich and also from the other clubs, whether it's Leverkusen or Gladbach or sometimes Schalke. I mean, not really, but yeah, not all that often. But yeah, so we're really proud of the team and what it represents, and I think most of them love this club so much because they find in Borussia Dortmund everything they hoped for a Romanian club to be, but isn't, So it's our every weekend. Is a moment of joy for us, and we're just looking forward for the next match and the next match, and this is how our whole community came together.
All right.
But I was telling you that it's kind of difficult to be a fan, because although the general media started following Bundesliga and covering Bundesliga more, the most important news, the detailed news, the analysis are written in German still, and this is why we really appreciate what you guys are doing on the Yellow Wall podcast, and we also, I think most of our fans have the Buzz09 app installed, because it's a great source for relevant news for us. We wish it would be more, maybe, I don't know, we're hoping for a Twitter account in English from the club, or maybe an English version of the mobile app, but I think things will progress in the following years.
Yeah, I think you can have an English version of the OneFootball app, but I'm sure they are working on an English version from the mobile app at the club. But yeah, the Buzz app for now should suffice as well.
Just to let you know about how it is being a foreign Borussia Dortmund fan so it's really difficult to become a member, a paying member. You know that annual fee you have to pay, because Borussia Dortmund doesn't really allow you to pay from a foreign bank account. So I am a paying member, but I needed to speak to a friend of mine from Germany, and he paid from his account. But in order for me to get this membership, so yeah, it's really, really difficult. I know Borussia Dortmund has over 120,000 members right now, but I think if they would allow us to pay from foreign bank accounts, they would have much more than that. Maybe they will work on this. I don't know. Yes,
they are working on it, but I have the feeling that the process will take at least another year or half a year. I'm not sure when they will publish it or make it official, but I think if you want to become a member, you have to fill out a German form. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, so if you're not a German speaker, and I'm pretty sure those forms are not easy.
They're not. A friend of mine helped me fill them and send them over to them. Also, so I'm a paying member just because I wanted to participate, to give money to the club and support it the way I can. But to be honest, I mean, what are the advantages of being a member? You can maybe have access to some tickets before the general sale. But I actually cannot have that access because most of them are sold on the hotline, and the hotline is in German only.
And it's crap.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, I'm hoping they will do something about this. I know, and I appreciate the fact that they're trying to focus on the Dortmund community, and I understand how important the local fan base is, but maybe they will find some sort of compromise. I know why they don't want everything to go global just like that, because it can go away just like that, but maybe find some sort of compromise, because if you want to fight with the big clubs from Europe, you need to get some revenue from international fan base, and to give them the chance to come at least maybe once a year at the stadium, find some sort of solution.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, and
so
I hope they will be quick about it.
Just one last short thing I wanted to tell you. So we're actually good friends with the Liverpool fan club from Romania. They're the largest fan club of a foreign team over here, and we basically watch the games together in the same bar, so in the same pub. So we often meet with them and talk about them. We're not like best friends or anything, but yeah, we talk to each other, and they served as some sort of an inspiration for me when creating and developing this fan club of our own, because they're really well organized. But what I wanted to say is that Liverpool as a football club are like 5 to 10 years ahead of Borussia Dortmund when it comes to their relationship with the international fan base. They have all sorts of programs for them, so any foreign fan club knows at the start of the season how many tickets they will get per year, so they can communicate this to their fans. Let's say from Romania, the guys know we have 80 tickets for this whole year, so let's start splitting them, 10 to this match, 15 to this match, and so on. This is not possible in Dortmund, and I think other English clubs are doing the same. So I'm still waiting for Borussia Dortmund to step up its game on this regard.
You are right that Borussia Dortmund has a lot of things to work on the international front, and this is probably where we see the best that the whole Bundesliga lags behind, and in their marketing, in their global marketing, and their selling of TV rights and whatnot to expand their brand. You can really see that in the end it's about approaching the people, and the way of approaching the people and then making it easier for the fans internationally, because how else would you build a relationship with them? And you make a lot of points, and I really hope Borussia Dortmund are listening to this as well.
I'm sure that the club is aware of the growing fan base, and I'm sure that they're working on developing accordingly. Maybe they were taken by surprise by how fast things moved, but
I'm pretty sure they are.
Yeah. But the foreign fans, I mean, I'm not speaking for all of them, but I think most of them are really, really passionate. I mean, they're not plastic fans, how we like to call them in Romania. So the plastic fans might support Real Madrid, might support Barcelona and so on, because they don't know all that much about football, and all they're interested in is to see a really good team win, and no matter what. So, but from what I saw, the Borussia Dortmund fans from around the world are really, really passionate. When I was at the Borussia Dortmund Werder Bremen match, I had 4 little Japanese kids in the following row, right beside me, and they were screaming during the match, and they were all so excited to see the team play and to see Shinji Kagawa score and so on. And they're really passionate. And Romania is not really a rich country. Many guys from here have pretty low incomes, and they're saving money. I'm telling you about some of the guys from our fan club. They saved lots of money just to be able to make this trip, and they wouldn't do it if they weren't passionate about it. I mean, they're not like from fans from a country with very high income that a game in. So I read an article that lots of English fans come to Dortmund because it's not big of a deal for them to come over here. The beer is cheaper and the tickets are cheaper and so on. So for them it's really easy. But to make the trip from Romania, considering their income, it's not all that cheap. And people that come are really, really passionate about the team.
Yeah, definitely. I've talked with a lot of fans from around the world now, and I can only confirm this, that Dortmund or fans who fall in love with Borussia Dortmund are usually really passionate about the club and not just the game of football, but they love everything about it.
Yeah, and we're really thankful for what you guys are doing on the Yellow Wall. As I told you earlier, we're really into good news and analysis sources in English because they're hard to find. So maybe I was serious about the Buzz09 app. I open it daily, and I listen to you guys almost every week, and many of the guys from our fan club do the same because we don't really speak German. There are like maybe 5% or 10% of us that speak German, not a whole lot.
Thank you. I think those were more or less beautiful words to end on. I don't want you to go without telling maybe other Romanian fans who might listen and are not yet connected with you guys, even if it's just one or two people, how to get in touch with you and maybe your Facebook site.
Yeah, sure. So the place we talk about the team and everything is actually a Facebook group. It's called Borussia Dortmund Romania Forum. So if you just search it on Facebook, you will find it and you can join it. Of course, we do maybe a quick search just to make sure you're not a Bayern fan or you're a Schalke fan or anything like that, and you're actually a Borussia Dortmund fan. And but we generally accept all the guys because very few of other club fans join. So you can find us on Facebook by searching Borussia Dortmund Romania Forum.
All right, Dragoş, that's awesome. Is there a way to get in touch with you either on Twitter or Facebook?
So I'm not really a huge Twitter fan, but I'm present on Facebook and I'm active there. You can find me by searching Dragoş Lăzărescu.
All right, perfect. So thanks again so much for joining. I really enjoyed your your insights on being a fan from Romania, and that was really great. So thanks again. I hope all the listeners enjoyed it. Dragoş, thanks again.
Thanks a lot for having me, and good luck with the show. It's really fun listening to you guys each week from Romania, and you really have lots of followers from this country, and I'm sure that other fans from around the world who don't speak German are really into your show.